Hello, warriors! Path of Exile 2 launched successfully on December 6th, and we've finally got to try the 6 classes provided by GGG so far. Although a lot feels unique and right, there are several aspects that can definitely be fine-tuned, with the main outlier being what I call heavy melee, or mace melee. Meet Tim. Tim is a huge fella. His attacks are heavy and brutal, and they take a noticeable time to be fully performed. The ground shakes and cracks and splits, and it's nice, you know, it's pretty. But sometimes the floor looks like it's taking more damage than monsters do. Maybe the floor was our true enemy all along? Giono was right! So, what are the fixes? Well, the community has pondered about this. Buff armor, speed up animation, stop chipping away at attack speed the same way inflation does with disposable income. All valid balance points. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Now, in this video, I wanted to go a little bit further and present 3 custom designs to perk up the look and feel of heavy melee. Starting with Wariness. Tankiness is a problem. Enemies tend to be faster than you, leading you to take hits you can less and less sustain the further you get. Instead of going for a static defensive layer that just throws up some numbers and feel like a must-have, like adding Fortify to the game or spreading Intimidate, I went with a more dynamic approach. Wariness, a status you inflict on enemies that witness your sheer brutality. When an enemy gets wary, it becomes hesitant and stops itself for a very short duration, with a chance to entirely cancel its ongoing action. But this is not considered a stun, and the hesitation time and chance to cancel action is lessened on bosses, but will still allow you to read them better. I prefer it as a frequent but simple yes-no mechanic, but it could get more depth and receive support from the tree or gear. As for how to apply it, it would be applied by some skills, but it would also be applied by follow-up support gems. Follow-up support gems are a new type of support gem that add a quick-paced action at the end of a supported skill. They can only support skills that allow them with this new line. As it is performed as soon as possible, its animation cancels the end of the skill it supports. Here's a few examples of follow-up support gems. Leveling Stomp. Perform a powerful stomp on the ground that releases a large shockwave around you. Enemies hit by the shockwave get wary and the stun threshold is lowered by 15%. Gap Closing. Quickly rush toward the closest enemy in front of you to strike it with the handle of your weapon, or unarmed, allows an additional follow-up. Resilient Cry. Perform a war cry that reduces the effect of slows on you by 20% for each different war cry shouted recently. If this is your only recent war cry, enemies in range get wary. Movement. Movement is definitely the most crucial factor to understand why heavy melee feels bad. The point I specifically wanted to address in this chapter is about Blink. Blink is nice. It is nice because it is a genuine movement skill. It doesn't go very far, and it is usually not spammable, but it is reserved to the intelligence-leaning characters, and I think each attribute should have access to an alternate movement skill. Thus introducing Leap. Leap in the desired direction, landing with an impact. Allows you to go up and down terrain. Hold to add stages up to a maximum based on your total strength. Each stage increases distance leaped and damage of the landing impact by 20%. Allows 3 follow-ups. This concludes my simple contribution to heavy melee in PoE 2. Hope you liked it. Stay strong, warriors! Alright, see ya, Exiles.